when we breathe in the natural mechanisms, in a normal environment condition, the temperature will be 24 to 26 degrees centigrade. And the humidity of the natural room air will be usually relative humidity of 50%. So this is a gas which we breathe, and naturally our paranasal sinuses and nasopharynx and then the upper respiratory tract will increase, will cause humidification and increasing the temperature, and it will make the gas when it reaches the distal carina or upper bronchi. It will have the temperature of 37 degrees centigrade and then 100% relative humidity. This is the natural mechanism which we have, and then usually this is the temperature. And we'll go with some of the important aspects of humidification. First, coming to the absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is nothing but the amount of the vapor in the water vapor in the gas. So this is called as absolute humidity. This is usually in the units, it is mentioned as milligram per liter of the air. And relative humidity is a ratio. It is always mentioned as a ratio that at a temperature, at a given temperature, the amount of the water vapor in the gas, and for the maximum it can hold at that temperature. The maximum it can hold, maximum water vapor it can hold at the temperature. This is a ratio. This is usually mentioned in the percentages. So absolute humidity is mg per liter. It is the actual amount of the water vapor in the gas at that given in the gas. And relative humidity is a ratio of amount of the water vapor for the given temperature by maximum water temperature, maximum water vapor it can hold at that given temperature. So if you see, if at 37 degrees centigrade, the water vapor it can hold the maximum is 44 mg per liter. And if the water vapor content is 22 mg per liter at 37 degrees centigrade, then we will take it as 22 by 44. It is 50%, there will be relative humidity. Relative humidity is always expressed as a percentage. So the maximum amount of water vapor it can hold at 37 degrees is 44, but the amount of the water vapor is in the gas at the temperature is 22, so it is a 50% relative humidity. If it is 44 mg per deciliter, then we will take it as 100% relative humidity. The gas has 100% relative humidity. So as the temperature increases, the ability to hold the water vapor increases. So the humidity will be increases. The ability to hold the water vapor increases as the temperature increases. So at 37 degrees centigrade, the maximum 100% relative humidity a gas can hold is 44 mg per deciliter. 44 mg per liter. But at 30 degrees centigrade, it can hold only up to 30 mg per liter. It cannot hold more than that. So as the temperature increases, the amount of humidity, ability to hold the water vapor increases. So this is the here as the temperature increases, the water vapor content is increasing. So, but the relative humidity is same because it can hold only 30 mg per liter at 30 degrees centigrade. So it is 100% relative humidity here. And at 37 degrees centigrade, it can hold 44 mg per liter. So the relative humidity is only 100%. Here also it is 100%. But the absolute humidity it changes with the temperature. Absolute humidity changes with the temperature. And relative humidity also changes with the temperature when the temperature is same, but the humidity, water vapor content comes down, then the relative humidity comes down. So this is about the relative humidity, absolute humidity. When we see another entity which is called as dew point, dew point means at a temperature where the gas is maximally saturated. But suppose if the humidity is 44 mg per liter, then the gas is saturated maximum at 37 degrees centigrade. This is nothing but a 100% relative. This is nothing but 100% relative. At the temperature which at which temperature the maximum gas is saturated is called as dew point. This is nothing but 100% relative humidity. Like at 44 mg per liter of humidity, the gas is maximum saturated at 37 degrees centigrade. In the same way, at 30 degrees centigrade, at 30 mg per liter humidity, the gas is maximum saturated at 30 degrees centigrade. So this is the dew point for the dew point 30 mg per liter. It is the dew point is 30 degrees centigrade. For the 44 mg per liter, the dew point is 37 degrees centigrade. Below this temperature, water will go condensation. The excess of water vapor will go as condensation. Below the temperature, the excess water will go as condensation. So why we are discussing about the humidity? Humidity is very important to maintain the mucociliary function and epithelial integrity of the respiratory epithelium. So if there is a humidification is not proper, then the mucociliary integrity will get affected and the respiratory epithelial cell integrity will be affected. So the secretions, ciliary function cannot be function properly. There will be accumulation of the secretions and then the damage of the ciliary epithelium will be there. So it can lead to atelectasis, it can lead to pneumonia in the baby. So this accumulation of the secretions because of improper humidification leads to more metabolic cost of the baby, and at the same time the secretions can accumulate and it can cause atelectasis, and then it can cause a pneumonia. So this humidification is very important. That's why when we are ventilating or non-invasive ventilation or any breathing support, so the baby should have proper humidification. So baby should have proper humidification. So naturally in a newborns and preterm babies, they are in normal humidification mechanisms naturally will be deficient because of the less air and the immature respiratory epithelium in the premature neonates. Then that will cause improper humidification. So whenever they are on the respiratory support, they require help from the humidifier to maintain proper humidification to avoid untoward effects which we discussed. So coming to the humidifier, this is a humidifier MR850 which we use commonly. So I am going to show this one. There are other humidifier also. There is a from the Fisher and Paykel MR700, 730, and then FlexiCare humidifier also there. So this is the humidifier. I will go and I will discuss with you. This is the humidifier. Coming to the parts of the humidifier, this is the humidifier and this is the humidification chamber and this is the distilled water. This is the distilled water which will be auto-filled here into the circuit. This is a humidifier chamber is having a connection already. It is pre-connected and it will be connected to the distilled water, and the distilled water will be auto-filled when there is a fluid from this level. If the fluid comes below this level, the humidifier will be auto-filled. So this is the gas. This is the gas which comes here. This is the gas which comes here, and then it enters the humidifier chamber, and it will be humidified by this, heated and humidified by this humidifier, and it will exit the chamber through this, and it will enter the inspirated leak. So the most important aspect is that, so these are the like air and oxygen connectors from the oxygen port and the air port. It will come. So the gases which comes through this is usually with very less temperature, and then the humidity will be very less in this. So these are all condensed gases. So because of the condensation, the temperature of this gas will be around 20 degrees centigrade, and the relative humidity will be very, very less to make them dry, to create some pressure. So the dryness of the gases will be around 5% of the relative humidity. The normal temperature of these gases entering into the blender are usually at 20 degrees centigrade and 5% of the relative humidity. These will be heated by this humidifier into 37 degrees centigrade and 100% relative humidity through this humidifier. So these are the parts of the humidifier. You can come down. So when you see, this is a humidification chamber which has a corrugated inside. It has serrations, turns and all. So this is corrugated. So the surface area traveling by the air will be increased. So it will have proper humidification by increasing the surface area, which will not require much surface area because of the corrugations. And then after that, after the air enter properly humidified, it exits this chamber port, from this chamber port. So coming to the humidifier wires and other things. So this is there are two wires which you can see. Yes. There are two wires which you can see. This is a port for this heater wire probe connector. So this is a heater wire probe connector. So it should be inserted properly here. It should be inserted properly. This is yellow coded. It should be properly inserted, and it is connected to here again a heater wire probe connector. Heater wire probe. So through this it will be connected to heater wire probe. So this is a connection from here to here. This is a heater wire probe connector, and this is a heater wire probe adapter. This is a heater wire probe adapter, and this is a heater wire probe adapter connector. So you can see here white in. These are the heater wires. These are the heater wires which will go till here, and it ends here. You can see till here the heater wire will be there. So this is a heater wire coming from here to here. Okay. So there are two wires which we are seeing. One we discussed already, heater wire probe adapter and its connector. This is the connector and this is the adapter. Adapter attaching to that. So another one is, this is from the down. Yes. From the down you can see another port here. This is a temperature probe connector. This is also having the knobs. It should be inserted according to the this cavity serration. It should be inserted properly through that. So this is here again connected here. This is a chamber probe. So which is through the chamber, it is the gas is exiting. Here we measure the temperature again. This is the chamber probe. And again it comes to here. This is the airway probe. So for the probes, you can remember this is the airway probe. This is the airway probe which we are connecting at the patient end, and this is a chamber probe which we are connecting at the chamber exit, and this is the temperature probe which is sensing and giving to the humidifier. So these are the parts of the humidifier. Okay. So coming to the alarms of the humidifier. So before coming to the alarms, I will show the buttons on the humidifier. So this is MR850 having these three buttons mainly. This is the power on and off button. This is the power on and off button, and this is the mode of the button. Mode of the CPAP humidifier. So here you have non-invasive mode for the humidification and invasive mode for the humidification. In the invasive mode, we always aim for the 100% relative humidity. In the invasive mode, we always aim for the 100% relative humidity with the temperature of 37 degrees centigrade. In the non-invasive mode, usually we warm the gases to 34 up to maximum up to only 34 degrees centigrade. So the rest of the gases will be taken care. The rest of the temperature warmification will be taken care by the natural epithelial and humidification from the nasopharynx and the upper airway of the patient. So now usually in the neonates, these are the deficient. So we always use, even in the non-invasive ventilation, we always use the invasive mode. So this is the invasive mode. Here, if you see, this is a mute button. Here, this is a mute button. These are three buttons which we have here. So if there is any alarm, we have to address the alarm and then mute this alarm button. So these three buttons are there. So here I can change the invasive mode to non-invasive mode. This is the mode button. So the temperature in the invasive mode always usually it is 37. So plus or minus 0.5 will be calibrated by the software of this humidifier. And here in the non-invasive mode, it is around 31. At the max up to 34 degrees centigrade will be there. 31 plus or minus 0.5 degrees centigrade is set for this for the humidifier software. And here, so there are 6 alarm systems. 6 alarm systems will be there. I can show you 1 or 2 here, and I will draw the diagram and I will show you rest of the humidifier alarms. So you can see here 6 plus 1, 7 alarms are there. In that, this one is the one alarm which shows the hardware malfunction. This alarm shows the hardware malfunction. If this alarm is there, then we should not use the humidifier, and we should take the help of the technical part, and we have to see what is the code of this alarm, and we have to address that problem. But we should, whenever this alarm raises, then we should not use the humidifier. So other than this alarm, there will be another six alarm settings will be there. So one is that this is the temperature probe alarm. You can see. So here you can get the alarm whenever this is disconnected or it is not properly inserted, and you can get this. So this is the heater wire adapter connector alarm. Heater wire adapter connector alarm. It will be same for heater wire adapter and heater wire adapter connector. So now I am removing the yellow one, which is the heater wire adapter connector. You can see the alarm same. Both will come. So for this heater wire adapter and it is connected, both are same. So you can see again. So both will come. These are the 3 alarms you can see here. And if it is disconnected or if it is malfunctioning, then the alarms will raise there. So either heater wire adapter connector and heater wire adapter. These 2 will give alarms simultaneously at one together. And if there is any, if it is not connected properly, or if it is malfunctioning, then it will give the alarm. So another one is, this is the chamber probe. The chamber probe alarm comes here. I will show in the diagram once again. So it comes here, but it will, to come this, it will take around 15 minutes. It will take around 15 minutes to get this alarm. So this is, it doesn't come immediately. If it is disconnected, it comes usually after 15 minutes. But when there is no gas flow here and it is leaking from here, usually the temperature drops down. So when the temperature is dropping down, you can cross check that whether this is connected properly or not. Is there any leak from here or from here or from the blender or anything? If there is any leak, you can cross check that. So this is a chamber probe alarm. So when we come to this airway probe alarm, this also again it comes here. It comes here. This also I will show you in the diagram once again. This alarm also will take around 20 minutes to come. So it is not coming there now, but it usually comes here, and it also takes around 20 minutes to get the alarm. So this is a temperature. This is a temperature alarm where you will get an alarm here where there is any low temperature or high temperature, we get that. So if the temperature at the chamber probe, it is a displayed temperature here. If it is more than 41 degrees for the high temperature, if it is more than 41 degrees here, and if it is more than 43 degrees here, then it will give the alarm, high temperature alarm here. And if it is a low temperature, if it is less than 35.5 on the displayed temperature, then it will give the alarm. So the duration and the alarm depends on the degree of low temperature. If it is 32 degrees centigrade, then it will come immediately. If it is 34 degrees centigrade, then it will take some time to get the alarm. So the degree of the alarm will depend on the time and the depth of the temperature, lower depth of the temperature to get the alarm here. So these are the 6 alarms. These are the 5 alarms. Another alarm you can see here. You can get here. That is a low water out alarm. That is called as water out alarm. So that whenever there is this humidification chamber is not filled properly, or the water is empty, then the alarm will come. But nowadays with this auto-filling system, usually that humidified chamber is filled properly by just auto-filling this auto-filling method. So briefly, I will tell the alarms again here. on the board, and briefly the gas entering here, the gases entering here are at 20 degrees centigrade and around 5% of the relative humidity. 5% of the relative humidity. Those gases enter here. Those gases enter here and will be humidified to 37 degrees centigrade and then 100% relative humidity at 44 mg per liter after exiting from this chamber. So here again, because of the heater wire, these gases will be again increased. Temperature will be increased to 39 degrees centigrade. 39 degrees centigrade. Then when it reaches the patient, there will be a drop of 2 degrees centigrade because there is no humidification here. So it will be around 37 degrees centigrade when it reaches the patient. So here it is 37 degrees centigrade, 100% relative humidity, and here it is 39 degrees centigrade, and the same gas will travel because of the heater wire. It increases to 39 degrees centigrade, and again it will go to the patient at 37 degrees centigrade with 100% relative humidity. So here, that's why the high alarm usually comes at, if it is the display temperature of this humidifier is more than 41, it will come alarm, and more than 43, it will give the alarm at the this high temperature alarm. So these are the alarm settings in this. Okay. So coming to, I will show the alarms once again in the diagram, and I will tell whenever there is improper humidification and proper humidification, I will tell them. So coming to the alarm picture. So the alarm figure here, you can see this. I'll draw this one. I'll draw this alarm picture here. This is the alarm picture there. So this is the alarm picture there. So these are the alarm picture there. Here you will have the alarm when the temperature probe connector is not functioning properly or the humidification is not proper here. And here you will get a alarm when the heater wire adapter connector. When the heater wire adapter connector is not inserted properly or not sensing properly, and it will come simultaneously. These two will come simultaneously when there is heater wire adapter or heater wire adapter connector malfunction or its connector malfunction. So this is the connector and this is the heater wire adapter. So, and this is the one temperature probe malfunction, or it is not inserted properly, you can get the alarm here. So, and then usually this alarm setting again you will get if there is any airway probe. Sorry, chamber probe. This is exit of the chamber. Chamber probe malfunction you will get. So, but this comes usually after 20 minutes. After 20 minutes it is disconnected, but you can come to know when there is no bubbling or if the temperature is dropping down, then you will come to know easily that that is either that is not inserted properly. And here you will get at the airway probe. This is at airway probe. If this is not inserted or any leak is there or is not functioning properly, you can get that alarming. So this is a high temperature, low temperature alarm at the lungs level. So this temperature alarm will get high and low, which we discussed already. If it is less than 35.5, you can get an alarm of low temperature. If it is more, if it is more than 41 or 43 at different levels, you will get the alarm there. Okay, this is the usual alarm settings. And there is a water out alarm. Here you will get a water out alarm. So this is when there is no sufficient water, you will get the water alarm. So 6 alarms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 alarms are there. And then the hardware malfunction alarm which we discussed in the beginning only, that will come when there is any humidifier hardware malfunction is there. So these are the alarms you can see. And usually the proper now we'll come to the proper humidification assessment. So if there should not be any condensation. There should not be any condensation in this inspiratory limb. So if there is any condensation, that means there is like the temperature is dropped. The temperature is dropped. So we have to see how the temperature is dropped usually. So usually you can have some dew. You can see some dew. May not be visible on the camera, but there is some dew in this. That some dew can be there, but it should not be watering, or condensation should not be visible. So, and in the expiratory limb, there can be condensation. As you know, that the temperature here is at 37 degrees centigrade, 39 degrees centigrade, and if it enters the patient as 37 degrees centigrade, and when the patient breathes out, it is 37, and it comes out to the low temperature where there is no heater wire in the non-invasive respiratory support like CPAPs. So when there is no heater wire in the expiratory limb, in the non-invasive respiratory support, there will be drop of the temperature. So the humidity 44 mg per deciliter, because there is a drop of the temperature to 26 degrees of the room air. So that will be condensation. That will relieve as condensation. So you can understand that there is the condensation can be there. It should be there in the expiratory limb, but there is no condensation. There should not be any condensation in the inspiratory limb. So usually when we are keeping this this part of the airway probe should be out of the incubator or warmer, but you can keep in the incubator also, because this can sense, this temperature probe can sense the warmer temperature or incubator temperature, and it can give you false alarms. So you can keep inside the temperature also by covering with this with the paper usually. So we usually cover with this with the paper, and we can keep inside the warmer or humidifier, warmer or incubator. So whenever there is a condensation in the inspiratory limb, that means either the humidifier is not working properly, or the room temperature is very less. If the room temperature is very less, then it can cause condensation. This heater wire cannot maintain the temperature, and if this can be by that condensation can be addressed by increasing the room temperature if it is less, and it can be kept under the distal part of the distal part of the inspiratory limb can be kept under the warmer or incubator. So these are the troubleshoots we can see. So this is about the humidification. If any doubts are there, you can ask it.
Yeah, I think that was wonderfully explained. All the aspects of humidifier, the troubleshoots which have to be done, the alarms, how to tackle, what kind of lights to look at, and what kind of problems you may encounter. So all these aspects have been nicely explained by Dr. Venkat. There are questions. I think we can. I think we'll take only one or two, because it's already a lot of time is there. A lot of time is not. I mean, we have already crossed the limits.
So, Sriram have already answered all
the
questions.
I think Sir has already answered all the questions. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I think everything has been covered. So I think today we'll come to the end of today's lecture.
Please save the chat.
Yes, sir.
Please save the chat.
Save the chat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am saving the chat.
Yeah. So thank you. I think thank you all the faculty and the delegates for staying for such a long time. And we'll see you again on Saturday next at 1 p.m. Thank you.
So we have the Google Forms which will be sent to you in the WhatsApp group. Yesterday's and today's the questions will be based on yesterday's and today's topics. So we have almost 50 questions. I think all of you have to participate in the Google form. So the links will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Please fill it up. It's mandatory for all of you to attempt all the questions, and because certificates will be given only if you attempt all the questions, and everyone has to attempt this. Okay.
Sriram, the form will not be submitted if they don't attempt all the questions.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we'll put the rules also in the same.
Yeah, the rules also we'll put it in the WhatsApp. Sure.
Yeah, we have put a timer for 1 hour, and then also we made it a mandatory that everyone has to attempt all the questions, so that we will know how much you have learned also, and it will be learning for you also. If you have not remembered at the time, then you will have once again a chance to learn the same.
Thank you so much, sir. Anything further? Shall we close it?
No, we'll close it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you. See you next weekend on Saturday.
Okay.